Shalom Alaikum. So this is your Ramashad Menace, and I want to welcome y'all to Empowering Preeminence Multimedia Productions. Before I go any further, I'm going to give our praise to the Most High, the Father of Yahweh Shai, pre and post incarnate into human flesh, and the Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I want to make this video as short as I can. I'm going to get straight to the point. Back in late 2007, when I was working at Home Depot with my Ram, who know he an Israelite, by the way, shout out to the brother Yahweh Yashala. I told him that, you know, I got the feeling that in the year 2020 to start off with, which is the year we're in right now, I got the feeling. Well, first, before I go into that, I told him that from what I studied, Islam and Christianity reached this peak on account of converting black people into their religion. In the 1960s, Christianity have reached its zenith in a sense when they converted black people into Christianity on account of paramount leaders like not Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King during the Civil Rights Movement. Christianity was very, very critical and crucial as far as converting black people into their religion, and the same thing goes with Islam. Malcolm X met his untimely demise in 1965, but because of such a paramount, preeminent leader like Malcolm X, you understand, black people was able to be more geared towards Islam, because Islam was more intertwined and inclined to, you understand, black self-respect. You understand? And even though Islam is not really a Africanized religion, you understand, but it became so Afrocentric, I believe started in 1930, but it really took precedence in the 1960s. And now you have all these just Afrocentric Islamic spin-offs, like the 5% Nation, you know, the Nation of Gods and Earth, the Moorish Science Temple of America, you know, the Fruit of Islam, the Nation of Islam, which, you know, Islam is not really a nation per se. Islam is not really a race, because that's what the word nation means. In the Latin word, which is Natil, which means race, and it also means race in the Hebrew too, which is Gawaya, or Goy, in the more modern Hebrew. So the way Islam and Christianity was successfully converted black people into their ideology and their religion, it's, you know, it's embedded in me to conceive that in the 2020s, the Hebrew Israelites as a nation, as a race of people, we're going to reach our zenith. We're going to reach our peak. And I'm starting to see it disseminating. You know, right now, this is May the 7th, Thursday, May the 7th, 2020. We starting to see a transition as far as doctrine is concerned. There's starting to be a growing amount of brothers that starting to realize that the Hispanics and Native Indians are not descendants of the 12 tribes of the Hebrew Israelite nation. Shout out to FOPE. The main camp that's pushing the truth as far as that concern. And there's also, and this is going to be very, very, you know, controversial, but I've been on this hard, man, since a whole month. But there's starting to be a growing estimate of brothers, man, that's really conceiving the fact that in order for marriage to be pragmatic according to the Torah, that the woman that the brother marries has to be a virgin. All right? Sorry, but not sorry, but that's the truth. There's way too many brothers in the Hebrew Israelite movement that's committing adultery, because they are intertwined with the woman that have been bodied by two men or more, because according to Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 4, any man that cohabitates with a woman that have been banged by 2 men or more is considered abominable and detestable. And abomination is a step above sin. You understand? So brothers starting to wake up to that fact. I've seen Black Ram. Shout out to Black Ram 313. He made suggestions that getting a virgin is the best way to go. He didn't make any scriptural references, but but that is scriptural. Brother Yashab ben Yisrael, he's another one, and also Tazadak Shah from the T-Doc, to the True Disciples of Christ camp. Brothers is really starting to wake up to that. You understand? And nobody, and this is not me tooting my own horn, but nobody so far has been pushing this stuff video-wise about how we should be with virgins as hard as I have been so far. You understand? And I guess my name should be changed from Mashada Menace to the Cleanup Man, because I'm doing a lot of cleanup jobs. You dig? Because like I said, I think the subject of men marrying women who are virgins is very, very taboo. It is more controversial, is more touchy, is more emotionally driven than the polygamy thing, than the Hispanics and Native Indians being Israelites. To me, that's the easy part. The hard part is to convince brothers, man, that 9 times out of 10, the women that you marry to, man, are not virgins. So therefore, they're not compatible, they're not congruent, they're not consonant for marriage. You understand? And we have to conceive that them. You understand? So like I said, I really am seeing a transition. There is starting to be a growing amount of true alpha males. I prefer the term alpha messiah, and the reason why I prefer the term messiah as in just male, because as I said in my videos before, that and this is also another taboo subject too. The truth of the matter is, Christ Yahushua didn't come save the women of Israel. He only came to save the men of Israel. That's why I said in Luke chapter 9 verse 56 that the Son of Man have not come to destroy the lives of men, but to save them. You understand? Even Apostle Paul says that the men of Israel should be saved. I believe there's 1 Timothy chapter 2 verses 3 to 5. And in verse 15 it says the woman's salvation is through childbearing. So the woman, the men of Israel is the redeemer of the women, not the succubus, but the women. Those who meet the criteria to be a true virtuous woman. So that's pretty much what I want to say on that. But I want y'all, I really want y'all to think about it. I really do think that this is the decade until the second coming, to where we Hebrews, like as a nation, man, as a nation, we're gonna reach our zenith, we're gonna reach our pinnacle, we're gonna reach our peak, because I'm starting to see the transitioning of the degenerate train of thought of the Hebrew Israelites to a more productive and more morally inclined, a morally disposed train of thought of the Hebrew Israelite mind. You understand? Even though for the most part still corrupted, but we're starting to see it's kind of simmer down just a tad bit. So for that, man, I want to say shalom. You heard me? Peace.